right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love.
So, David, let's go. Get after your goals. Make that money today. Let's go.
Feel your power.
Man, I owe you the world right now, dude. Like, I think your services are way undervalued.
The most interesting man in the world.
This is a crazy ass testimony.
I've been brought back from the dead to speak with you. A day on semen retention is magical.
Welcome to Men's Superpower. Feel your power, bro.
Feel your power, bro.
I am king. What's up? Welcome to another episode, to another live of Men's Superpower. We believe that a man's power is found in his sexual discipline, which helps him to know his strengths, his powers, his weaknesses, and then he can learn to transmute those into a higher calling and a higher purpose. And we believe until then, a man is just joking around. A man is just having fun. And so here we are once again with another episode of Life Purpose for the SR Man. Life's Calling for the SR Man. I believe that semen retention is a tool. It's an impetus. It's a catalyst for a higher state. And in order for us to get to that next level or that higher state, then we must learn to transmute the energy accumulated through semen retention. I myself have experienced, and many guys that I've talked to, whether coached or whether just having regular conversation with a guy who's on semen retention, I have found that at one point in time on this SR journey, a man faces the reality of what's next. What's next? I've been through hard mode. I've been to soft mode. I've been to muck mode and all kinds of a variation of modes. What's next? What do I do now? I believe the next level, the next step, as the successful men in the world have demonstrated, is sex energy transmutation, commonly known as simply sex transmutation. It's where a man takes that energy consciously and elevates it and change it from something that's undesirable to something that's more desirable, from something that will deplete his energy and his confidence and his power to something that will help him to demonstrate his excellence, his true gifts, and thereby discover his purpose or life's calling in the process. I believe if we don't do that, we're just having fun. What's up, Roderick? Greetings, Kings. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here, my brother. Fred, what's up? NB, what up? Greetings. It's good to have you guys. NB, one of my special people in the world. And so we've been reading this particular book, that has helped many guys on this journey. Myself and other guys, I've heard other guys refer to it It's sex energy transmutation. This author has done quite a great job with this book. This is our third episode. We've read chapter 1 and we are on chapter 2. It's so long that we have to split it. So tonight we're going to finish it. It's been great discussion. It's been a great read. It's been very engaging. And let's just go. Because the truth of the matter is, this semen retention thing or experience or lifestyle, this sex energy transmutation or even the RP type of, this is not just fluffy stuff. You know what men do. We are good at taking nebulous, things floating around in space and bring them down and actually come up with hypotheses, working formulas, practical steps and techniques that we can use to make our lives better. This is what a man does. This is what men are known for. We are the hunter-gatherers. We are the animals. We go and get it. We make it work. We adapt to our environment. We don't, if at one point in time, because of our weaknesses, usually our sexual weaknesses, we may cry as though we are victims, but just give us a little bit of time. We're going to rise back up and we're going to shed that victim skin and we're going to start walking into our rightful state in our rightful position, which is kingship.
Feel your power, bro.
Yes. This is what we do as men. And so here we are taking nebulous concepts, ambiguous concepts and ideas, yet we have experienced them. They're just ambiguous, but not every man, but majority of men have experienced these things at one point in time in his life. And now we have working formulas. I myself have experimented and succeeded with these principles of sex energy transmutation. So if you're here, you're not here. You're not here by accident. You are here for a reason. And let's go do it. I see you guys. Thanks for being active already in the chat. And by the way, guys, if you missed that last live, there is a link pinned on top of this chat. That's a link to my second channel. It's David the Alchemist. This is a work of alchemy. These past 3 lives that I've been doing, this is a work of alchemy. My life is a work of alchemy. The people I have worked with and helped, both men and women, the majority men, I have helped to do an alchemical work in their life. So I've always esoterically referred to myself as David the Alchemy. I've used that name on IG, but that was a long time ago. And I feel compelled that my next channel, which is going to be a channel of teaching esoteric teachings and practices to all people, not just men. We're going to keep Men's Superpower dedicated to men, to kings.
Feel your power, bro.
And we're going to go start a new channel where everybody can benefit from this knowledge that I have. So what is Roderick saying? Amen, amen, amen. I agree to that, bro. Yes, this is a confirmation of what all of us have experienced on this journey. Thank you for being here, Roderick. We appreciate you. NB, shout out. Thank you for being here. Fred and whoever else who may be staying silent. And so I have this quote from the book that we're reading. Sexual imagination. A woman looks at a woman to see what she's wearing. I mean, actually, you know, it should have been at a man, but I think that's an error. But a man looks at a woman to see what she's covering. What's fat back there? What are you hiding there? What's in those jeans? That's what we say, right? What's underneath? What are you hiding back there? Because we're interested. We are predators. We are apex gatherers and chasers. We want to know what's being hidden from us so we can get it. We want to grab it. We want to take it. So it makes no sense trying to hide from that nature. It is what we are. It is who we are. What's fat back there? NB is the one who told me that Steph is cold. That saying belongs to Steph is cold. Young man, bless his heart. What's fat back there? What are you hiding back there? What? A man looks at a woman to see what she's covering. Don't we love it? Don't we love to be the one to uncover? And I think that's what they do traditionally they used to do that in marriage, right? The woman would be at the altar with a veil over her face, right? And the man would uncover her face at the point of, oh, I'm about to kiss her. I'm about to see my wife. But you know, back in the days, that's when they never met or they never, you know, did the thing. But today, shit. You don't need to cover her face, man. We've already seen everything. I mean, you know, on IG or even in the, IG says everything. IG shows everything. So we don't need her to cover anything. We've already seen it all. Matter of fact, if she covers something, we might even be like, what are you covering? I'm not interested no more. Anyway, let's get into this business tonight. Let's do some reading. It's good though. It's good that brothers can read together. Brothers can come along and read together. I think it's a good thing if you ask me. You know, I ran a survey some time ago and I asked some questions what guys were interested in. And the number one choice was life purpose for the SR men. Guys wanted to understand how to transmute their energies into come into a place of finding their life purpose. And this is the foundation to that. We can't just say, for example, well, here is how you find your life purpose, because I said specifically for the SR men, for the men on SR is a specific man and is a special man. It's a special case. That's a man who's holding energy. That man needs to be taught how to handle that energy. That man need not be told only, well, here's how you find your life purpose, because he can find the life purpose and sabotages that very soon if he's not taught or if he doesn't understand the experiences that he goes through. And having been on the journey for about 5 years now, and all the experiences and the studies and the conversations I've had, and I realize it doesn't matter how much a man knows. It doesn't matter how much. I like to say, it doesn't matter how many seminars a man has attended. It doesn't matter how many books he's read. It doesn't matter how many courses he's taken. It doesn't matter how many meditation sessions he's had. Half of that will be gone with the next bench that he has, the next relapse bench that he has. Because we know the substance, the minerals and the minerals in that fluid that we lose is what feeds the brain, is what feeds the memory, and what creates a robust intellect. So if we don't have that energy, forget about what you have taught that man. So we have to teach the SR men, or the SR man has to understand how to keep the right perspective of his energy and then how to transmute that energy. So this is why I'm laying this foundation. But when I took courses about life purpose myself, all that was not there, because sex energy, which is the motive power behind every man, is ignored completely in society. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? This is a cliche. This is not something that most people want to talk about. Most people don't want to talk about immense sex drive. Well, except the few women who are, who really want that pounding and those who benefit from it. But this is what a man is. We are our sex drive, brothers. We are testosterone, a walking bank of testosterone. And so, sacred masculinity is key. Absolutely. Feel your power, bro. I agree. And so this is why we've been doing this work. Now, here's the book that I'm reading. It's the Sexual Energy Transmutation by J.O. You pronounce the rest. I'm just going to stop at J.O. If you want a link to that book, I can drop a link, but I don't want to drop a link right now, not to confuse guys when I ask to subscribe to my new channel. If you have subscribed already, I thank you. If you haven't, you might consider doing it right now, because I know you will be blessed when I start uploading content on that channel. Roderick, Men of Israel. Amen. So this is Sexual Energy Transmutation by J.O. And here's the definition. Now, sexual energy transmutation, the secret path to health, wealth, and genius, by your boy, J.O. Not me, not yet. I haven't written the book yet. I should have, right? I should be writing a book. I want to think that I am, but I'm still in the process. I'm still in my process of sex energy transmutation, just as this work is part of my process of sex energy transmutation. So while you're at it, I would like to tell you that my channel now is qualified to have a YouTube membership, part of the YouTube membership program. If you want to support my work, if you like it, you can support the channel with a few dollars every month. I have a few members. Even before the membership became public on my channel, I already had some guys. I have guys who've been a member about 9 months. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Without even me announcing it, I just activated it. And yes, so you can do that. I would greatly appreciate it. And without any further ado, let's read. So I'm going to pick back up at a good part. That's not where we left off last time, but I'm going to start here. You know how it is when you are continuing a series. If you've ever taught, sometimes depending on the material, you're able to start just where you left off. But depending on the material, of course, you have to go back a little bit. Although I just gave you a summary, but we're going to go back to this part here. I'm going to start reading from the red highlighted part. Okay. So it's good to have you. Let's go do it on this Friday night. Remember now, you could be at the club. You could be wasting your semen anywhere. On Friday night around the world, this is what people do. People party, have fun, and bust. Men party, have fun, and dig guts. If you can dig guts without busting, feel your power, bro. Let's do it. If not, hold it in and let's transmute it. All right. So let's start reading. Let's go. Let's build the momentum. Let's go. Aha. I know a man in whose head this song is stuck. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good for men to come together, to gather themselves together. I had to correct that. Uh-huh. There's a part in the Holy Bible that says it's good when brothers can gather together and break bread. Yes, and bread here can also mean, it's not literal bread, although that too, right, in those ancient cultures. But bread here could be, it's good for brothers to gather together to share insights and knowledge and to motivate each other and to inspire each other. There is light, there is truth that comes when men gather together. It's different when women gather together, bruh. Now, yes, men do talk about women. Men do talk about the cheeks. Men do talk about those kind of things. But it can go so long before a group of men start talking about real life stuff. When I was growing up, men used to gather together. I used to see the brotherhood. I grew up seeing the brotherhood. And so I have a brotherhood mindset. I am my brother's keeper. No, I'm not against women. I love women. I love digging the guts. I think they are a special breed and a special beings that the universe has delivered. Oh my God, don't we love them? Oh, they feel so soft and so squishy. And their words, she can just give you a look. All we're trying to do is make ourselves strong so that we don't get destroyed by and getting involved with them, because they're so powerful in the fact that they carry those watery guts and in the fact that we crave the softness. And many men have lost their ways. Many men have lost themselves in women. We love them so much. That's what we do in this work. We want to be strong enough for ourselves, first of all. And then when we do deal with one, that it no longer destroys us. That's what we're doing. Oh, by the way, I want to give a special shout out to the women who've been watching my channel. My YouTube analytics show that for the past 4 weeks, about 15 hours of content have been consumed by women or by users who identify as women. That's a good amount of hours, 15 hours in 4 weeks. This is not a topic for women. So it's like, hey, let's do it. So it's good to have you, Anonymous. Feel your power, bro. Totally agree, Roderick. Vocable Ernex 2.0. What up, what up? Good to see you again, my brother. Feel your power, bro. All right. Let's read. An intense desire activates mental activity towards its actualization. An intense desire activates mental activity towards its fulfillment. An intense desire, such as horniness, activates mental activity. I'm gonna keep repeating that. Towards its accomplishment, its fulfillment, its actualization, its manifestation. So then in Buddhism, you know, desire is a big thing, right? Desire, it's thought for desire to be dealt with consciously and even lessened and even made not too strong. Because desire governs the human being, and desire is even stronger in a man. Sexual desire is even stronger in a man. We see the skirts we have thoughts. We see the cheeks, we have thoughts. We are horny, we have thoughts. We have desires begin to arise. And so an intense desire activates mental activity towards whatever that desire, towards the accomplishment of that desire, towards its actualization. So strong and compelling is the drive for sexual contact that men risk their prestige, reputation, relationship, business, and even life just to indulge in it. Oh my God. If you haven't done this, the majority of my subscribers and viewers are young men between, I think, 24 and early 30s. Maybe you haven't done this, but being my age at 41, I have run the risk of risking my life, my freedom, my reputation, relationships and businesses. I mean, matter of fact, I have lost many businesses, many relationships, and I have lost lucrative businesses, lucrative relationships, and I have risked my life just to get into some sweet, watery guts. I have. Plenty of times. Perhaps up to this point, my prestige and reputation may be still intact. It's probably the only thing that's still intact. Because maybe I didn't get pulled over by a cab when I was running that red light district. You know, I didn't get pulled over. Or I didn't get caught when I ordered that escort on Craigslist or Backpage back in the days. You know, maybe I never got caught. And so somehow my prestige and reputation are still intact. And I've never committed EPAR, read backwards. So in that sense, I'm still those two things are still intact, but I've messed so many relationships, and especially businesses, just to indulge in it. When driven by this motive, which is the drive for sexual contact, that's the motive. When driven by this motive, which is the drive for sexual contact, let's keep that in mind. The mind of man invokes a super ability for extraordinary action. Have you been horny, bro? And you were decided, convicted, resolved that you were going to get some cheeks. How intelligent did you suddenly become? How much more intelligent did you suddenly become? How much more present did you suddenly become? How much more creative and imaginative did you suddenly become? This is all what sex energy transmutation is about. When we are in that state, if we can build the awareness to remember when we are in that state, to instead of pursue the satisfaction, the physical satisfaction, we turn our attention towards a higher calling, a more worthy goal, such as going to the gym, making content, writing a book, studying, whatever it might be, working on your craft, whatever that might be for you, coding, instead of seeking to satisfy it physically, we turn our attention. Because why? We become more imaginative, more creative, more keenly present. We develop a super ability for extraordinary action. I mean, dude, yeah. This same state of mind, here we go. Let's highlight this in a different color so you can, not all of it. All right, cool. starting from the top. Now, or from the beginning of the red part. The same state of mind can equally be used to achieve any other goal upon which it is directed, including wealth creation and accumulation. So, essentially, what this is saying is, when we are horny, this is a hack. This is a masculine hack. When we are horny and we start conjuring up all these ideas, all these super abilities, all these creative ideas and how to get some, we take that and we apply it towards something else. I got to tell you, bro, I have to be honest with you. I've produced my best work in that state. I can sit in front of the computer and a number of hours later, by the time I wake up, like, oh my God, it's been 5 hours or 4 hours. And I produce something very beautiful that I cannot recreate, that I cannot reproduce, that I cannot find my way to create that again. I cannot repeat it. I can always repeat the state and the focus, but whatever piece of work, because it's so idiosyncratic, it's so unique to the moment. Even guys and people have asked me, how did you do this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not aware of it. I just was in the moment and it happened as a result. So what happened in those nights, because usually it would happen overnight, what happened was, instead of hitting the street, instead of making some phone calls, instead of texting, looking for a warm, watery place to blow a load, I sat down and put in work. This is the awareness you need to build, brothers. This is the awareness that you need to create and nurture, so that when you're horny, you're not, oh, yeah, it's just creativity seeking to come out of me. This is just a higher power seeking to come out of me. This is God seeking to invade my being more. This is life seeking to express itself through more. Woo! And I'm going to stay in it and feel it. It's not going to take me apart. It's not going to break me. And I think we all have, as men, we all have a subconscious fear of this energy rising, and it's going to take us apart. It's going to make us so unstable, and we're going to lose ourselves, and we're going to forget who we truly are. But that's not true. Yes, it does require learning to manage it, as I like to call it. It does require energy management, but it's not going to destroy us. It's just going to make us more intense. That's it. And more intense doesn't necessarily mean speak loud. It doesn't necessarily mean being too bold. Doesn't necessarily mean that. That could just be part of a personality. Could be SR plus in a men's personality, and those two can combine and deliver that. But it could be a quiet man. It could be a man who just sits in that corner, but he radiates powerful conviction. He radiates powerful sexual energy. So what I've been advocating for is for us to create that awareness, because that's what saved me. I created and developed and worked on the awareness that when I'm horny, it is not necessarily and primarily for me to go and get me some or to release that energy. In the midst of that state, I remember, this is empowerment. This is revelation. I'm going to have my best meditation. I'm going to have my best workout. I'm going to have my best run. My words, my speech is going to be more coordinated. I'm going to be more present. I'm going to be more dynamic. I'm feeling it. And I'm staying in it. That's all I'm advocating, to create that awareness, to remember that in that moment. And it's possible. Austin, what up?
Feel your power, bro.
Good to have you, bro. Thank you. Greetings to you, my brother. Greetings to you. Thanks for being here again. Vocabulary next, what's up? Roderick, what's going on? Yes. Yes, this is what most men need to hear, but men think that semen retention is a fairy tale. Yeah. And that is why releasing won't get men anywhere. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Thanks for sharing that.
Feel your power, bro.
Of course not. Because man is his sex drive, bro. A man is his sex drive. Society has commodified. Is that the right verb from commodity? Commodity. Commodified or commoditized. It sounds more like commodified. Men, women, businesses, and society have used our sex drive as a commodity. They have profited from our sex drive. Everybody around us is profiting from our sex drive except us, bro. Kings, just remember that. The only individuals who are not, the only entities, should I say, who are not profiting from our sex drive is us. The porn industry is, women are, the government is. The government counts on men to misbehave in the streets and at home to lock them up because it's good business. You know, the government allocates funds for the prisons. The prisons must be paid for. It's business. People are working. They need to keep their job. Corporations have created prisons and list them to the government. The police are in the streets. They need to get paid. They need to be pat on the back and be told, great job. So if they're bringing no men to jail, what are they doing? I've had police friends in America. They're like, man, when it's time for a meeting, like, yo, there are drunk people out there tonight. Y'all need to bring somebody back here tonight. What you guys doing here? Just doing nothing. So we are a business. If we don't look at a woman, we know what can you imagine what would happen if men never look at women? Women exist to display their beauty, for men to look at their beauty, for men to look at them, for men to validate them, for men to purchase them. And by purchasing, I mean in the right sense of the word. Imagine that. Women bank. Child support is just one of them. You know, you got to have the money. But women bank on men. And I'm not even referring to OnlyFans. Not even to that level. So sex drive, our sex drive is the hottest commodity in society. Men of a higher sex drive and sex energy succeed and dominate men of a lower sex drive and sex energy. Okay? I'm going to say it again. Men of higher sex drive and sex energy dominate those below him of a lower sex drive and sex energy, because the man with a lower sex drive and sex energy is timid. He won't raise his hand and speak. He won't even speak saying something good, let alone standing up for himself. And women run circles around those men. So it behooves us to raise our sex energy, to cultivate our sex drive, bros. Kings. It's the hottest commodity out there. The performers, the ball players, the fighters, all those guys have spent a season without having sex or ejaculating. That's how they are able to perform at their best. So men are at their best when they retain that elixir. So wake up to the fact. Wake up to the fact that you are a walking commodity. The hottest commodity, bro. What do societies do with men of a lower sex drive and lower sex energy? Society discards those men, bro. Yes. People don't usually acknowledge a man like that. No, they don't even look his way. And society rewards men of a higher sex drive and sex energy. And the men on semen retention is a special man in this sense. Feel your power, bro. So let's read. It is therefore imperative. I'm at this part here. It is therefore imperative that this natural but tumultuous sex drive must not only be understood, here we go, it must also be controlled, reined in, and given balanced and a dignified expression through outlets that enrich and uplift the total man. Feel your power, bro. I'm going to read that again, bro. It is therefore imperative. It is therefore necessary. Therefore, it behooves you. Therefore, it would do you great to understand that this natural but tumultuous, it's shaky. It does, at first, especially in the beginning stage, it does feel like, oh my God, I'm under control. Like, I'm about, whoa, what was that? That was a crazy wave. Like, But over time, you learn to ground yourself. Through many relapses, over time, you learn to contain more. That's why I have a unique perspective on relapse. Don't wallow over your relapses. They're necessary. Now, of course, not those relapses where you knew you could have held back, but you didn't. That's a different kind of relapse. But the genuine relapses, I call them, where you were really overwhelmed. Otherwise, not that you are telling yourself you're overwhelmed, but and then this is where self-love comes into it. Like, nobody can do that for you. You have to do it, brother. You have to know that, okay, I'm just the one taking myself to the slaughter right now. You have to be the one to conclude that. Or you have to be the one to say, nah, man, I'm going to get up, take a shower, leave the house, go to the gym, go do something. I'm feeling this energy, this vibe coming over me. I ain't having that. That comes down to self-love, in my estimation, in my experience. It comes down to self-love. And so in the early stage, yes, it's tumultuous, it's shaky, but eventually you learn to rein it in. So not only you must understand this wonderful phenomenon of your sex drive, but it must also be controlled, reined in, and given balanced and dignified expression through outlets that enrich and uplift the total man. Doing this live right now is an outlet that enrich and uplift the total me. Case in point, bona fide example, right now, doing this is an outlet of my sexual energy to my sexual energy that enrich and uplift me. And it's not only enriching and uplifting me, it's also enriching and uplifting you. I'm killing two birds with one stone. This is it. Instead of pulling up the laptop or the phone or making that phone call or sending that text or even, sending that message online or in the app, we find something to do, a different outlet that would enrich and uplift the total man. And by the total man here, I don't know if you've heard of the term the total man. It just covers all the areas of mind, body, soul, stuff like that. That's the total man. So that might mean whether you go to the gym, that's physical. Whether you go grocery shopping and cook you a great meal and meal prep, that's in the health area. Whether you go read and meditate and do some speaking or whatever you do, that's in the intellectual area. or whether you come and create content or do things that are going to benefit other people, that's in your life purpose and life calling area. That's what comprises the total man. Just so you get a better perspective of what we're talking about here. You do things that further enrich and uplift the total man. So in any of those areas, you can choose to direct that energy towards to make it more robust, to make it more effective. By doing this live, I am making not only my speech more effective, my streaming ability more effective, I am also growing and developing as I inspire you and motivate you. Yeah. And so this can be achieved through a natural but conscious process. What I like to say, what I believe in, and also what I like to say, and what I've shared with my clients, you must come to the place where you take conscious control of your sexuality. You must decide on your sexuality. We grew up in a society where we were not taught to decide on our sexuality. This is how we end up with babies at a very, very young age when we should still be young men and boys. We're not caring for, now we have to care for babies. Or this is how we end up chasing mini skirts in our 20s and 30s. Because we were not taught that we are an power plant, an energy plant that must require conscious management. And so I've had deep discussions with men on where really what's happening in you right now is that your system is fighting you from taking conscious control of your sex drive. From, deciding. And for example, I've had clients that I've suggested to that they get a girlfriend, and the first time I said it, it's almost, oh my God, I can't believe you said that, David. Oh my, no way, no, you don't understand. No. And a few months later, they end up doing it, and they're happy. They're having a much better experience. You know what that means? And some of those men have slowed down on PMO at the same time, because now they're consciously managing and controlling their sexuality, their sex drive. And so this can be achieved through a natural but conscious process of conservation and transmutation. If not, sex energy continues to find release through purely physical outlets only, and possibly through other less wholesome, such as violence, vents such as crime and drugs and violence. Yeah, crime. We don't want our energy to get there. I hope you know that belonging to a gang is an expression of a man's sex drive. Committing crime, vandalism is, and sometimes even shoplifting and robbery and stuff like that. It's really sometimes more about young men expressing their sex drive. I am the man, and I'm going to rob this bank and not get caught, and I'm going to join this gang, and I'm going to flash my yeah. That's what mostly all about. Research has shown, studies have demonstrated that. And having been on this journey, we can see that, okay, for example, this is not quite to the same degree as crime and violence, but so let's say for myself, right? I had a Challenger RT 6-speed manual that very, very beautiful red car, right? Loved it. I cut the mufflers. That thing was loud, fast. I mean, I loved it. And I used to go to a lot of car shows with it, right? Hold on. There's one of the last pictures I found on Google Pics the other day. If you look at in the back windshield, you can't see it. That was a decal from the car club that I belong to. And so we used to go to a meetup or a car show every weekend. You had to pay cover charge, fill up a tank. That's a V8. And we drive recklessly, which means we use the fuel consumption is twice as fast, because that's a manual car, at least for mine. And the other guys who didn't have manual cars, they drove it in manual mode. Although it's an automatic transmission, they drove it in manual modes, which means they drove that car mostly in lower gears. It's what that car is going, and then the fuel consumption is twice or three times as if you were driving it in normal mode or shifting gears in normal mode. And so that's already a full tank of gas for that day, plus cover charge and whatever else is going on, and food and whatnot, and driving in packs, 10, 15 cars going on the highway very fast, getting there. And halfway through, my thoughts begin to say, okay, so what's next? I mean, yeah, that's a lot of adrenaline. And I'm telling you, you drive one of these cars, you feel like you have an orgasm every time you hop on the highway. I mean, look, before the Challenger, I used to drive a lot of Mustangs. I've had quite a number of Mustangs, GTs, manuals, mostly manuals. I've also had a Nissan, one of those old Nissan twin turbo, not RZ, what was that? Anyway, and as soon as you start getting into a ramp, to a highway, and you drop that boy into a lower gear and you skid halfway and you keep going until you get on the highway. But after 5-10 minutes, you feel like, whoo, 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 whoo. The same feeling and experience like when I just had a good 30-minute session, 45-minute session, and you finally just bust that nut. So really, that was an expression of my sex drive. That's what it was all about. And I said to myself, it's about time to get into my purpose. What if I said to myself consciously, I asked myself, what if I take all these resources and I put them towards pursuing my life's calling? And so I eventually traded that car for a Genesis G80. And I stopped, spending that money, getting that adrenaline, that dopamine rush adrenaline rush and dopamine release that really didn't do anything for me. And I began to put my all that resources, my attention, my money, my energy towards my life's calling. And here we are 2 years later with Men's Superpower and other things in life. Just wanted to give you that example. It's the same sex drive that I have right now. It's the same, well, it's a higher one, but it's the same sex energy. It's the same masculine drive. Instead of, I'm just not driving fast cars and speeding and, driving in packs and going to car shows and taking pictures with beautiful girls. And, I'm just not doing that. Instead of doing that, here I am on a live with you, reading together, instructing you, encouraging you, motivating you, inspiring you, strengthening you. So that's what we do. That's what we are to endeavor to do. Transfer our sex drive from the pure animalistic state to a more elevated state, a state that will, as we saw earlier, that will enrich and uplift the total man. So if we take it back up from the if part, the last white part, if not, sex energy continues to find release through purely physical outlets only, and possibly through other less wholesome vents such as crime and drugs. It behooves us to learn to control our sex drive, to manage our sex energy. Tame the beast, the sex beast. Sex alone is a mighty urge to action, but its forces are like a cyclone. They are often uncontrollable. You know, that was one of the things that I had to understand earlier in my nofap SR journey. Well, in my nofap journey. You know how every one of us who was addicted to PMO, at one point in time, we thought something was wrong with us. And when you got the revelation or you heard someone say, no, nothing is wrong with you. This is a mismanagement of your sexual energy. This is a mismanagement of your sex drive. That was a relief to me. That was a salvation, you know, like that was a deliverance to me. Like, oh, okay, thank God, nothing is wrong with me. I mean, you know, nothing is inherently wrong with me. Nothing. It's just a mismanagement of my sexual energy. Oh, okay. So I can learn to properly manage this. Oh, much like my money. Yeah, because money is energy too. Oh, whoa. Quite a revelation. Like, oh my God. Okay. And then, of course, the fearful part of the ego says, but can you really manage that though, David? Can you manage that? Don't you love doing that? Don't you love busting a nut, bro? Don't you love getting into those sweet watery cuts? Can you? And of course, you know, over time we learn to gain more confidence and be like, yeah, I can learn that. You know, we understand it's the negative part of our ego that's seeking to create resistance to hold us back from our new path. When the emotion of love begins to mix itself with the emotion of sex, the result is calmness of purpose, poise, accuracy of judgment, and balance. Napoleon Hill. Let's go further down. Sexual energy transmutation is a conscious rechanneling of potent creative force away from purely physical outlets and into other sphere of endeavor, such as arts, intellectual, music, the professions, politics. No, don't do politics. Spirituality, business, sports, etc. I mean, you can do politics if you want, but I feel like politicians are a special breed. Yeah, it takes a special man to be a politician. I mean, we all do politics in terms of its definition proper, but although I was once interested in public administration, yeah, if I was still in my country, I think I would be a politician. I was always interested in public administration, you know, creating policies and laws and helping the country. But I probably would be dead by now anyway. So I'm glad to be alive and be here with you. And so sexual energy transmutation is the process of consciously rechanneling, that is redirecting, you know, refacing, reappropriating this potent creative energy, this potent creative force, this dynamo, this engine inside of us away from purely sexual, physical outlets and into other spheres of endeavor. Now, I believe this is what elevates men, and you've heard it before from Napoleon Hill and others. This process elevates men from the position of animal to demigod, to awesomeness, to great character, to an awesome, dynamic disposition. You know, usually the man who excessively uses his sex drive, his sex energy, feels small. He feels susceptible to anger, susceptible to judgment, a victim of women, a victim of society. And in those states, bro, we hated it. We hated that experience. You know, and if you are still going through that experience, your hope is it can be different if you continue the journey, because you are on the right path. You are on the right journey. Just endeavor to continue that journey. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-love, the journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. I don't think there is a better journey for a man. If you find one, please let me know. If you find a journey that can enrich and uplift the total man, let me know. Because this journey makes better all areas of a man's life. And so it says, sexual energy transmutation is a conscious redirecting of this potent, this dynamic, this powerful creative force away from touching and busting and into some area of more worthy goals, more worthy ideals, a calling, a life purpose. This you can achieve by not always succumbing to seeking physical sexual release each and every time you feel the urge for sex. You know, I remember it was a breakthrough in my experience when I had the revelation that, every time you feel horny does not necessarily mean that you need to bust. Whoa, wait, come again. Run that by me again. Whoa, what do you mean? Like, yeah, exactly that. You don't necessarily have to release every time you feel the urge. That was revolutionary for me. It was a breakthrough in my understanding. So every time we feel the urge, we don't necessarily have to release. Even if your partner is sitting right next to you, assuming you have one, ready and available. And I have done that. More than your partner sitting next to you, ready and available, she is seeking that. She is bending over around the house, laying down, and suddenly, as soon as you enter the room, that's the time she's turning on the bed. And of course, while she's turning and them legs pop open wide. Yeah, coincidence? As soon as you're entering the room, that's the time she's bending down and picking up some kind of minuscule object on the floor. What's that you're picking up, baby? Oh, this little, can't even see it, little piece of thread. Whoa, you have good eyes, babe. Coincidence. At the time when I'm entering the room, it's the time she's bending over in that corner with that little short skirt on, dress with no panties on. That's that moment. She's bending over to pick up nothing off the floor. And I reminded myself, I know what you're looking for. I need to leave the house right now. I need to go to my office, or I need to go do a live right now. Do something else. You sometimes need to recognize, revere, and salute this creative potency surging in you as sexual energy at that very moment, and then redirect it away from carnal sexual gratification by simply switching your thoughts of sex and unto some other very important, lofty, and worthy tasks you need to get done. Salute. You sometimes need to recognize, revere, and salute this God in you, this life force in you, this river of joy in you, this thing that makes you feel so good, so powerful. You need sometimes to revere and salute it. Wow, what a concept. Instead of just spilling it, instead of just wasting it, it is your life. I remember one time in the past, after retaining for so long, I relapsed. It must have been 6 months. I literally, and I like to say, don't tell a man no. Don't tell a man he didn't have an experience he told you he had. Because consciousness experiences are subjective and they're idiosyncratic and they're personal. I literally felt like my soul, if I had one, get off me off the bed. As soon as I went, you know how when you watch movies, right? When you watch movies and you saw the shadow, which symbolizes the person's soul getting up, sitting down and standing up and started walking away from them. That's what I experienced. We're not here to debate whether I was hallucinating or no. That's not necessary. I'm telling you, that's how I felt. It only mattered that's what I saw and felt, because that instructed me to be more serious on this journey. So it served me. And I was like, oh shit, my soul just left me. 6 months. 6 motherfucking months. Oh God. Now I'm scrambling for energy. I'm scrambling trying to find some steak to eat and I'm trying to get some energy. Oh my God. Because I just squirted my own life away. When a man is taught that this is his life, he reveres it. He salutes it. You sometimes, I'm at the very bottom, need to recognize, revere, and salute. My God, what a concept for a man to learn. That when he's horny, if he could remember, he needs to revere and salute this sensation in his body. And remember that this is his very life coming unto him. This is very God knocking on his door. This is creative potential knocking, seeking to be released through him. This is divine revelation coming unto him. And he would salute that and say, yes, master, welcome. I have now given you free dominion over my So, body, take me away as you please. Do unto me as you please. Bring me forth. Create through me. Uplift me that I may uplift men. Expand me that I may help men expand. We need to revere. I'm at the very bottom, the blue part, the blue highlighted part. You sometimes need to recognize, revere, and salute this creative potency surging up in you as sexual energy at that very moment when you feel horny. And then redirect it away from physical sexual gratification by simply switching your thoughts. We don't get to that. Of sex and onto something greater, bigger, more important, loftier, and more worthy tasks, such as a life purpose, such as going to the gym, such as writing, reading, coding, singing, animating, whatever you do, streaming, studying, bodybuilding. Let's see what Roderick said. Amen, amen, amen. Feel your power, bro. You will become more illuminated on SR and even more aware on what you think of what, and you will be even more psychic. And that is why I love SR. That is what I love about SR, because I love to learn a lot. Gonna stick to this. Feel your power, bro. Amen, amen. Feel your power, bro. The man or woman who expresses a high or excessive sex drive, I'm at the very bottom, or white part, is not favorably looked upon in many societies. However, research reveals that men and women of superior accomplishments throughout history were personalities with highly developed sex natures. If you take a mental survey around you, and you'll find that most successful people are also those with highly developed sex natures. Usually those men are the men showing up with the most beautiful women at a gala and events. Or they're the men's marrying and getting divorced, right? They're the men getting divorced, raped from the most beautiful women. They're the men with a lot of children too. Yeah. Because we know sex drive is what makes those men not only as highly creative, but it's what drives their motivation and inspiration to build big businesses. We know it now. Sexual magnetism or drive, let's highlight that. Sexual magnetism or drive, when properly harnessed, is the key to great personal success. Sexual magnetism or sexual drive, when properly harnessed, reined in, brought under control, is the key to greater personal success. And greater personal success here, bro, can simply mean, it's going to mean different things to different men because we are all at different places. Okay? A greater personal success for one man could simply mean he's able to get out of bed early in the morning. For another man, it could simply mean being able to control his thoughts, his urges, being able to stand up for himself. Another man is being able to finish a task that he starts, because all of his life, he has never been able to complete a task he started. For another man, it could simply be stop chasing women. For another man, it could simply be sticking to his work schedule or sticking to a job longer. It's going to mean different things to different men. And I don't want you brothers, kings, to think greater personal success means driving a fast car, living in rich neighborhood, or making six figures. No, it need not mean that yet. It could also include those things. But of course, common sense would have us to believe that greater personal success is going to mean different things to different men depending on where those men are on the spectrum of personal development. You know where you are. You know what greater personal success is for you. For myself, being able to do this is part of my greater personal success. Being able to start a new career, being able to start a new channel, being able to start a new dating experience, being able to sit down and begin to write notes towards writing a book. Those things I couldn't do years ago. Being able to begin to start the attraction and the manifestation of a house, of a home. That's what it means from a greater personal success, or even simply not running the streets for skirts. So what does it mean to you? What does it mean that your sexual magnetism or drive, if you learn to properly harness it, if you learn to control it, rein it in, what would that be the key to? What would the greater personal success be for you? You decide what that is. I have some questions for you to consider. We can ponder on these questions. One question is, what are the greatest possibilities for your life? I ask myself this question often because seasons change in our lives. Our lives don't remain static. We enter different seasons at any given moment. You could lose a job. You could be starting a new career. You could be entering or leaving a relationship. You could be going back to school or finishing school. Whatever the case might be, we are constantly going through changes. In fact, a change is the only constant in the universe, in this world, and the whole universe at large. And so I'm constantly asking myself, what are the greater possibilities for my life? What more can I do? What is the next level that I can access? Now that I am where I am, knowing what I know, having what I have, being the way that I am, what can I use all these resources to do next? What another meditation style I can acquire? What another state of consciousness, self-belief, self-confidence? What can I create next? What is seeking to emerge from me? This is a question from Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith in his book, Life, Vision, and Process, which is a process I myself use regularly. I've been using ever since I found that book. He's a man that I love. And the question is, one of the questions to ask in an LVP session, and LVP stands for Life, Vision, and Process session, which, I thought that's my regular process. That's how I enter new season. One of the questions is, what is seeking to emerge into my life right now? Because at any given moment, something is seeking to manifest in our lives. Something is seeking to emerge. And we are forever suppressing that thing down. So the question, what is seeking to emerge out of my life, opens up the possibility of whatever the spirit or the universe is seeking to manifest in our lives. And once we become aware of those things, then we give them free rein. Or at least we begin to consciously look at them by writing them down, meditating further upon them, and we begin to shape them into goals that we can start making plans and taking steps towards. I highly recommend that you check that book out from the Amazon store. It's called Life Visioning Process by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. If you don't remember the name, I think the author's name, I think that's the only book with that title. I'm gonna write it down for you. Life Visioning Process. Book by Dr. Michael Beckwith. Michael Beckwith. There you go. It's a gift to you. Look it up. Check it out. It's called Life Visioning Process. It's a great practice to have. And so, to the question, what are the greatest possibilities for our lives? There will be so many answers, so many possibilities that you couldn't accomplish them at once. They could be overwhelming. But that question opens up the possibility of, so I can become an entrepreneur now, because now I conserve my energy. I can become a more serious man. I can start investing. I can start thinking that maybe in the future I can acquire some properties and Airbnb them. Maybe in the future I can acquire some real estate. I can become a stockbroker or whatever, stock trader or daytime trader, whatever they say. Basically, I can start buying and investing in stock or coins or whatever else. And so ask yourself that question. What is the greatest possibility for your life? What are those possibilities? Or is your life all that it can be right now? God forbid, the answer has to be no. This cannot be all that your life can be right now. The answer has to be a resounding no. Is this all that your life can be? Heck no must be the answer. Hell to the no, David. Are you crazy? No, man. I'm at the very bottom, whatever the bottom means, okay? The bottom doesn't mean anything negative. The bottom, remember, the bottom is also your bottom, not in comparison to anybody else. For myself, like, heck no. No, man. Sometime in the past, I wasn't doing this. That means that was a greater possibility for my life. In 2017, when I completed my first 40 days of SR, that was crazy. And I had a Kundalini awakening. This actuality right now was a possibility then. But now it's an actuality that is so actual that I'm actually already looking into and moving towards a new purpose while maintaining this one, because it's established. So is this all that your life can be? Whatever your life is right now, bro, is this all that your life can be? The answer has to be a freaking resounding heck to the no. And then if the answer is no, then here is a better question. What could your life look like in the next 1, 3, 5 to 10 years? Maybe that's too much, but just 1 year is enough. How about 6 months? How about next month? Can you reach a new milestone in the next month in your life? It could be with retention. It could be with getting rid of procrastination, becoming more active. It could be a greater, control of yourself. Whatever that might be, according to where you are right now in your life, What could your life look like in the next, you decide the time frame? Let's go. Give me some answers. Drop some answers in the chat, guys. Drop some answers in the chat. Do you think this is all your life can be? And what could your life be in the next whatever? Say something. Just put something out there in the universe. Let's go. Feel your power, bro. Feel your power, bro. I know. This is not your regular semen retention content. This is a more wholesome, higher, I don't want to say level. Level is probably misused word. This is a higher order. Woo! This is more of a higher order work. And by the way, this term is also borrowed from Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. He talks about living a higher order of life, a higher order of existence. I know. I do talk about female attraction. I do talk about them sweet watery guts, what fat back there. I mean, these guys have been killing me with these statements lately. I'm like, yeah. From young Steph. I do love sex. Oh, gosh, kidding me? But we have to understand that our personal empowerment comes first. If we don't learn to control our sex drive as men, the process of looking for sex and having it will destroy us, as it has many men who have come before us. This is all what this work is about, bro. Seeking to help you do the work that I have done and I'm still doing in my life. Every man is going to teach any lesson from where he's at. This is where I am. Developing and furthering life purpose in my life. Becoming a more powerful and more wholesome king in my own right. So I'm going to teach the same topic from my idiosyncratic space. You know? And I understand that. I understand. The majority of guys will operate more in the carnal part. And they want to simply hear more of how that is going to get them more pussy and more sex. And so they crowd those channels and those contents. And that's totally fine. My channel and my content is for the mature audience, the guys who have reached that place and they're seeking to make themselves better men in a more wholesome, the total men, and are seeking to create work that they know exists inside of them. You know? Men who are seeking to eat strong meat and not milk. So every teacher is going to attract a different group of students. And that's totally fine. Let's go. What'd you say, Roderick? Feel your power, bro. I hear that. Ew, ew. Ew, ew. Mm-hmm. Ha 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 ha. Feel your power, bro. High of life with my spirit and prana speaking into existence. Reading that good ass prana, baby. Let's go. Tell me, what could your life look like? What are the greatest possibility for your life? I mean, have you ever considered? I know. Nobody asks you that question. I know. Nobody cares to cause you to think that. I know. Because everybody's seeking to get some money from you. So we're going to create content that helps you give us more money. Remember, you are a business. You are a commodity. Hot commodity at that. The hottest commodity being sold. It's not even women. It's not even sex, I mean. It's men. It's sex. Men's sex. Men's sex drive is the hottest commodity being sold. Feel your power, bro. Feel your power, bro. I like that. Feel your power, bro. Feel your power, bro. I like that. I like to say, feel your power, bro. Because I realize if the man doesn't feel his power, if the man doesn't feel that he's alive, it means nothing. Feel your power, bro. Feel your power, bro. Welcome to Man's Superpower. Feel your power, bro. Man's Superpower.
David, let's go. Get after your goals. Make that money today. Let's go. Man, I owe you the world right now, dude. Like, I think your services are way undervalued.
The most interesting man in the world.
This is a crazy ass testimony. Oh, David, let's go.
Man's Superpower.
If you are here for the first time, this is Men's Superpower. David the King. Yeah, in my own right. If you think different, if you believe different about me, you're doing the wrong thing, babe. You're doing the wrong thing. If you're gonna think something different about another man, for me, you're king. A woman is a queen. In the sense that we can all elevate out of our animal states and into higher conscious states. You can support my work through becoming a member to my channel. I only have 2 membership tiers, and they're very affordable. You know, just help me, just help the channel. just encourage me. Although I am encouraged just by doing the work. Although I am motivated just by doing the work. Because my encouragement is deep within. The passion is burned inside. That's what a burning flame is. But it's good to be encouraged. But nonetheless, your comments, your kind words, especially the reports that I have impacted the men's life, is the best reward that I can get on this work, on this journey. But if you could do this also financially, that would be great. Also, if you are new here, subscribe. It'll be good for you. The content is all about helping the man find his superpower, which is sexual discipline, managing your sexual drive, your sex energy. So subscribe. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, check out the link for Patreon. I have 2 tiers there, 1 semen retention, 1 sex energy transmutation. The second tier here teaches the exact material that I'm sharing with you on this live and for the past 3 live in this series, Life Purpose for the SR Man. This is episode 3. I have a tier that's called Sex Energy Transmutation or Work for Kings, and then I have a semen retention tier. I've got nothing but great reports from all the guys I've worked with. If I only had one guy, for whatever reason, that I had to stop working with him. And then I think that same reason that I picked up cyclically, that I think this guy might be off. I think he might be up to something. I stopped working with him, and then he did become a monster. But that wasn't because he wasn't being helped, because he was making progress. He was making progress. Being able to make phone calls and conduct business when it's necessary. Being able to stand up to his wife at the time. So we can work together, and I can transfer into your consciousness the insights, the truths, the techniques that I have found to be helpful, that helps this journey. So do that. And if you want to bless me with some cash, here's a Cash App handle. Feel your power, bro. Let's go back to our reading. Thank you guys for Roderick and Austin for sharing what the greater possibilities for your life are. What you see you can be in the next 12 months. In less than 12 months, because Roderick said in 2022. We are in 2020, the last quarter, the last leg of 2021. What your life can become. It's good to have that vision, because without a vision, the Bible says somewhere in the Bible that the people perish. I think in Jeremiah or something like that. I might be wrong, but without a vision, the people perish. Without the ability to see, I heard that Helen Keller, who was blind, not having physical sight, and she said she doesn't have physical sight. Some people have physical sight, but they lack vision. She had vision, although she didn't have physical sight. So vision is more important. And Albert Einstein has said that imagination is the common attraction of life. So you need not physical vision to imagine. So being able to conjure up a picture in your mind is the first step towards freedom. Nelson Mandela, 27 years in jail. Every day, not only that he was forgiven his oppressors, but he was also visioning and seeing himself free. And he did get that freedom. MLK had a dream, had a vision of how this country would be in the future. To a certain extent, the country is like that, you know? Where racism now has to be more systemic than anything else, than more like physical in the, you know, in the streets, right? Like it was back in the day. So, you know, so that's why I said to a certain extent, you know, I may not be able to, somebody may not pounce on me in the streets because of the color of my skin, but they may create laws, policies, and structures that keep me at a certain level. Understand? But nonetheless, there was a vision, there was a dream. A man must have the ability to conjure up a vision and a dream. And so that's the ability that PMO destroys in you. After consuming so much sexual stimuli, you don't have any more mental space left to conjure up images of your own, about your own life. All you're thinking about is hypersexualized images. That's how PMO robs you. That's how porn robs you. Your imagination is taken over, hijacked. The only thing you can think about is hyper enhanced female bodies. So, let's finish. Let's continue on our reading. Sexual magnetism or drive, when properly harnessed, is the key to greater personal success. And I asked you the question, what is that greater personal success for you in your life? Sex is a mighty urge to action, but its forces need control and direction. History reveals that for most men of wealth and power, the needed control and guidance came from the harmonious convergence of the desire for sex with the emotions of love and the excitement of romance, usually made possible through the modifying influence of a loving woman, be she a wife or a mistress. Now, we are entering the realm of transcendence. Like I like to say, the RP, the SR is a tool. The practice must be transcended. And the way it is transcended is when you get into sex energy transmutation. Just like the RP must be transcended. The way you transcend the RP is when you have all the knowledge, all the truths necessary of female nature and hypergamy, and you decide now how you're going to live your life harmoniously and holistically by including a woman or women and sex in your life, responsibly and consciously managed. That's transcendence. Most guys in the RP community cannot transcend it. They just stay at beating that dead horse. Female nature, hypergamy, female nature, female. Nah, come on. There comes a point where if you've read all of Rollo's books, I haven't read religion. I'm not interested in reading religion either, but I have read the other three and have watched countless lives and videos of his and Rich Cooper's. I've been in the manosphere for 5 years. There comes a point where you must transcend that. That is, you must do the next level thing, because your life, if you want to enjoy a much happier life, it must become more whole. Like you must have more areas working great in harmony with each other. So if you're not getting sex, well, that one area is hurting because you are a sexual being. Your dick gets hard and you want to put it somewhere. You just have to learn to transcend all this truth of female nature and hypergamy. Yes, we understand it. Oh my God, I can't believe she. Yeah, that's how she is. That's how she is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't believe it either. I tell you, I can't. Yeah, I can't believe. It's happened to me too several times. Yes, sir. But that's how she is. What can we do now? You still want to have sex? Yeah? Yeah. You still want to get sucked? You want to be sucked? Yeah. Okay. You can do that. You can use the new knowledge that you have to create a life and a situation that you can get those needs met. Because now you are empowered. Now you have the knowledge. Don't run away. Don't become an incel. No. Don't run away. Don't say, forget those bitches. No, I'm going to be out here in this corner. No, don't do that. Because it's unhealthy. Now, for a season, yes, be a monk for a season. But don't say, I'm done with you guys. I'm just going to be in that corner by myself over there. That's when you become dangerous, because the energy in you, remember, needs transcendence. It needs transmutation. That's when now you start thinking all these crazy thoughts. And they have even said some atrocious acts that have been committed were committed by men who couldn't get laid. So just think that energy needs expression. What I'm encouraging you to do is to become a conscious transmuter, a conscious, more whole man. Don't polarize in one corner. Don't say, all women are bitches. You know what? Hypergamy, female nature, stay over there. That's one polarity. And don't say either, I'm going to be in that corner by myself, me, myself, my thoughts, and we're just in my dog, and we're just in my truck, and we're just going to have one hell of a life. That's another polarity. Don't do that. Can you come in the middle? Yes. Can you build a robust, dynamic, satisfying, a beautiful, strong life? Yes. That includes sex when you need it. That includes the interaction with a beautiful, respectful, cooperative woman when you need it. Can you clap some good cheeks, like to the level of satisfaction that you desire when you need it? Yes, you can. Despite her nature, yes, you can. Despite hypergamy, yes, you can. Okay, so let's meet in the middle. Make your life more wholesome. You already have this one life. Why would you polarize in one corner? I mean, to me, that's great advice. Nah, but I'm not discounting your hurt, though. I'm not saying you didn't get hurt. I've been hurt, bro. You know what it feels to live with a woman and to know intuitively she's talking to another man? To know, you see it. You see it. Maybe she didn't go to work that day. You see it. That, okay, yeah. You know what it feels like? But we still have one life to live. Can't let that one experience become the determining factor of the rest of my life. No, there are much more beautiful women and more responsible women at different stages. Maybe it was a combination of my behavior plus where she's at in her life. Maybe the next combination of my behavior and where the next woman is in her life will produce a different result. And that is true, actually. So, with all that being said, we still want to have the middle hybrid experience. We don't want to polarize. Polarity is where, that's extremism. That's where the term comes from. When they call somebody extremist. Polarizing this. Now, there are certain things that you need to polarize on. Becoming the strongest you can be, following your purpose, staying on your path, endeavoring to become your best must be a polarity. Yeah, that you need to polarize in that, of course, because it's your foundation. Now reading that scripture. Now listen to this now. When a man finally finds his rightful woman, the search ends and the butterfly settles with the search for true love over. The scheming and dating that used to consume so much time, effort, mental, and emotional energy all come to an end. Now, I am not saying that you need to go get into a relationship or, get into a one-itis. But transcendence is the word, transcendence. If you want to become a man of purpose, if you want to transmute your energy, you have resources that it behooves you to put towards greater use, greater expression of things that will uplift and enrich the total man. And so you are the judge of that. How many resources that you want to allocate towards chasing lots of women? I limit myself to 3 at any given moment. And that doesn't involve being out there, going out and eating and nah. I'm busy, and usually when you get in touch with a woman, you decide what kind of woman you want to get in touch with, and you let her know what you don't do. You don't just be going out all the time and be spending money here and there. I don't do that. I'm focused on my purpose. You like me, I like you. You like my energy. We can spend time. We can chill. You can come over. I can go over by you. We can get some food. Yeah, we can go out and just, but we don't do like other people do out there. So which means it's not a lot of resources. I don't sleep on the phone. I need to get my sleep. I need to have my attention. But so long you're not doing that, you have to become a conscious scientist of your own sex drive. You do the research, you come up with the hypotheses, and you say, this is the hard rule, or this is a flexible rule in my life. But remember, no matter what you do, just remember that SR must be transcended. It must be transcended. You must get into sex energy transmutation. For that reason, hence, sexual energy begins to conserve and sublimate as all attention and desire is not only invested but now converge on the one and only woman. And that's different than one-itis. In the whole universe that truly matters. And we can take that esoterically to mean when you find that feminine side of you. Remember, the creative side of you is the feminine side. Now, the energy behind the creative side is masculine. But the act of creating in the expression itself, that's feminine. Because women create, right? Women give the actual birth. And the birth, but the creation of the baby is twofold, right? So the actual energy, remember, the strokes, the actual energy for the creation, the strokes, the deep strokes and the shallow ones, that's masculine, right? But the actual nurturing of the baby, growing in the belly and pushing that baby out is feminine. So as you create, you go through those two processes. Because when you sit down to create, you are submitting, just as when the woman lays on her back and pop them legs open and you're coming in. She's submitting to your higher energy. So the act of sitting down and getting work done is a submissive act to the creative powers of the universe. So this need not be an actual physical woman. Ask me some questions, guys. I think I'm going to stop here. Ask me some questions. Questions, comments. whatever. Let's do it. We have 5 minutes. Is it 5? Yeah. 5.5 minutes. Ask me some questions. Questions, comments. Hold on. Becoming a king and a leader with my masculinity tribal chief in my reality of what I am building on the inside in January 2022, assuming the best. Feel your power, bro. If it's in your mind, it can come true. Whatever we can behold in our mind, we can also behold in reality. We believe that to be true as a principle of manifestation as well as a principle of esoteric truth. Feel your power, bro. Questions, comments, compliments, whatever it might be. We're winding down. It was my great pleasure sharing these few pages of knowledge that will enrich and uplift the total man in you. If you don't have any questions, as it seems, I am simply going to tell you feel your power, bro. I'm from Haiti, Haiti, bro. Haiti in the Caribbean. Haiti. Haiti. That's where I'm from. I'm Haitian. Thanks for the question. That's not, I don't think anybody has asked that though. What would be the best way to maintain the balance between the two poles on SR? That's a great question. That's a fabulous. Feel your power, bro. That's a great and awesome question. Now, the best way, I ain't been to Texas yet. Can't wait to get to. I heard everything is big in Texas, so. And I've been on IG. There are certain things that are really big there. And I once looked into moving to either Austin or the crowded one. But yeah, can't wait to. There's this guy, that I follow online. He lives in Texas now. He has a house in Atlanta too, but he lives in Texas, and everything is big there. He does vlogs, so I'll be seeing the roads, and IG shows me that everything is big to like what's fact back there. Like everything is big there, so can't wait to pay the visit. Let's go back to Austin's question. What is the best way to maintain balance between the two poles on SR? That's an awesome question. The two poles between, well, that's the whole work. Between conserving that energy, feeling the urge to release it, and transmuting that energy. Now, it's a lot to talk about, but the foundation is building the awareness and maintaining the understanding that when you feel the energy rise in you, it is actually an energy to make your life better. That's the nuance, right? And that's where the conflict is. If you can build that awareness, and how do you build that awareness? It's another question. You build that awareness through consuming more materials on that, meditating on it, writing, journaling, spending time with yourself, understanding that, spending time with yourself, contemplating on it. That builds an awareness. So next time you feel the urge, something in your own mind will come up and says, oh yeah, this is for me to go to the gym. Oh, this is for me to go play music. This is for me to go write rap, or this is for me to go practice football or whatever sports. Oh, this is for me to go to the gym. This is more of my life seeking to come out of me. This is more of the universe expressing itself through me. Ah, this is not just for me to go and skip. So you have to spend time building that awareness. What happens is when you feel the urge, it's an automatic thing that your whole system thinks, let's find a way to get rid of it. Let's find a way to get rid of it. So you must spend time building that awareness. And I like to say, SR is not a work you can put on autopilot. You know how life is now? There's an app for everything. There's not an app for this. Even if there were an app, just like there are apps for motivation and de-stressing, they don't really help. Because at the end of the day, you must do the work with your consciousness. Let me ask you this. What use is an app if you get the notification and you don't even open it and you don't even respond to it? So there is a dimension of this work that can only be done by your own consciousness. That can only be built inside and be available from the inside. You can accomplish that through journaling, meditation, contemplating, and consuming more materials on that. Because if you don't do it, it won't be inside. You have to spend time contemplating on the fact that, man, this thing is okay. So when I really feel like this, like you have to deliberately contemplate on that. Not when it crosses your mind. No, you have to go and spend time. You know, I know a man, respectable men. I do that, but I don't need to talk about myself so much. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've done. I can tell you of somebody else because you already know I might have done some good work in order for me to be where I am. But I know a man who deliberately goes and sits down to process thoughts and ideas consciously. Deliberate practice is a well-cherished idea in the personal development world. You have to deliberately choose to go and meditate upon this. Let it marinate, let it soak in, because that's how things get into your consciousness. Something you just hear for the first time goes from one ear to the next. You know that. Repetition births persuasion, and repetition is the mother of all learning, right? That's what we say, because repetition births persuasion. The more you repeat the idea in your own consciousness, the more you deliberately spend time with it, the more convinced you become of it, and the more it becomes available in your own consciousness for use when you need it.
Feel your power, bro.
I like to say,
Feel your power, bro.
you cannot outsource SR. You cannot put it on autopilot. You know how, we are lazy, of course. We don't want to do the work. Because our brain is built for survival. So anything that threatens our comfort, we don't want to do that. And so we would like to outsource it. We would like to put it on autopilot. We just wish it would go away. We just wish it would happen by itself. It will not. I'm going to tell you what would happen by itself in you. You would fight. Well, you would feed yourself, first of all. You would fight if you're in danger, or you would flee from the fight, and you would fuck. Those are the 4 F's of the human condition. Very biological, very primitive, very primal, very evolutionary. Those 4 things, you don't need to make no effort. They will happen. And defecate also. You will feed yourself to survive. When there is a danger, you will either fight, the second F, or you will either flee, the third F, and you will fuck for procreation, because the energy is pushing through you. This work we're doing here is a work to elevate us above the 4 F's of the biological and evolutionary nature of man. And that requires, my friend, spending time deliberately working on these things. And the result is beautiful. So do it. Be courageous. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. It's been beautiful, great honor, great peace, great joy for me to do this with you every time. It's been getting easier. It's been getting better. I've been able to set my lives. Sometimes, I can create a live and just let it sit there and decide.
Feel your power, bro.
How can I get your t-shirt? Man, this is the only prototype that I have. And I have someone who's been working on the design for me. Now, the city where I got this prototype, I'm no longer there. I think I can make a phone call, see how. But very soon you'll be able to get a t-shirt like this. Yes, guys have asked about this t-shirt. So let me write that down once again. T-shirt. David, get the damn t-shirts done. MSP t-shirts. There you go. Get the damn t-shirts done, David. Get the t-shirts done. You'll be able to get the t-shirts soon. Like I was saying, things are for the longest. Creating content was a rush. Like, oh man, the video, like, oh my God, like the live, oh, I'm behind, oh shit. But it's been becoming different. The more established we get into it. So I'm sure I want to get the t-shirt. I'm gonna write myself a date by which to get the t-shirt, you know, because right now I have about 5 guys who want a t-shirt. We are in September 3rd. I won't say the date, but I wrote a date down to get the t-shirts by. Yeah. Thank you. And the idea is that we have to have, you know, powerful slogans on the t-shirts, different slogans. Like one of them is, feel your power, bro. Feel your power, bro. Yeah. Feel your power, bro. You must feel your power, bro. Yeah, you got the power. Feel it. Feel the power in you. The funny thing is, the power is objectively in you. But you have not been taught and encouraged to feel it. Because once you feel, remember, feeling is the secret. Once you feel it, you will act upon it. I bet you have acted on everything you've felt. So feel your power, bro. It's not a wrong statement. Power, bro. Because you have acted on what you feel. So if you can feel powerful, you will act on that. My kings, remember, you are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. Relax. Let the moment take you away. Calm yourself down. Let peace come over you. Calm your nerves. Relax. Let joy embrace. Feel your power right now. Do it. Relax. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. Let the moment relax you away. Relax. Relax. Let peace come over you. Calm down. Let joy embrace you. You are the one right now. You are king. Relax. Relax. Feel your power, bro. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. I will see you in another live. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery. The journey of self-love. The journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey.